folding socks, shining shoes, walking in the White House. Let me ask you this. When's the last time you got a call from the White House? You know, when I walked in that White House, I saw the senators and congressmen. Not one senator asked me if I knew the 5th president. And not one congressman. Even the First Lady never asked. And not even the president while I was in the Oval Office, spending time with him, talking about life. He didn't care what I knew. Because he knew what I stood for. When people know what you stand for, they don't care what you know. People don't care what you know because they want to know how much you really care. The champions do. And when you have that attitude, great things happen to you and you go places where you think you can never go. And you're going to be around people who don't want you to get you to go. They're going to put you down. They're going to try to stop you. It's your character. You're going to get hit. You're going to get knocked down. It's your character that's going to bring you back up. Say, I'm not going back there. I'm going to keep moving forward. Your past is your past. What happened 5 minutes ago happened. Now is now, the moment is the moment, and you can change your whole life right now, right here, with one choice. Get rid of your goofy thoughts. And you can all do that. But that's your biggest challenge. Because you're going to walk out of here today, and you're going to have this goofy thought. You're going to say something like, oh, that Rudy, that short little guy, he don't know what he's talking about. Oh, that Rudy, he went to Notre Dame, he's not that smart. What's he telling me? He didn't take his SATs. Smarter than you. I found a way to play, graduate, ask a lot of questions. It's like the guy who come up to me after one of my speeches and he says, you're not a good speaker. I said, I know it. I got paid, do have a seat. They always want to criticize you, don't they? But the good ones will focus on the positives. You all have something to offer is my point. Look for the positive, not the negative, because we all have them. When you look for the positives, you will be a champion. You will champion life. And I really, really believe that. So everything I'm saying to you is not hard. It's just making a choice. To make one choice, get rid of your goofy thought. And that's what stops most of us. Well, Rudy, I don't have any goofy thoughts. Yes, you do. When I was sitting in the White House watching the movie Rudy, this guy was whispering next to me, and I thought I got rid of my goofy thoughts because I knew the 5th president. I'm sitting in the White House with the president. Boy, I'm somebody. So when you think you're somebody, you're not. I think I'm somebody. I'm getting mad because this guy's whispering next to me because during my movie, you don't talk during my movie, dude. And I'm not going to look at it and say, dude, shut up, man. This is my movie, man. You don't know what I've been through. Dude, come on, dude, I'm dyslexic, man. I'm a dummy, but look, I made it, so shut up. You can't say that. You say a prayer. Like your mother said, when you get angry, mad, son, you pray, and all your troubles will go away. So I did. Because when you focus, the noise goes away. Am I right? And the confusion goes away. And the zone, how do you get in that zone? Focus. Clarity. What you want, you will get there if you focus, focus, focus. How do you focus? Clarity. Clarity. How do you get clarity? What do you want? Quit asking questions on being successful. You already have it. You already can do it. Just get up and do it every day. Do the steps you need to do in order to do what you need to do. Don't worry about how hard it is. Just do it. If you get knocked down, get back up and say, I'm coming back. And I'm not going back. And if you have that type of attitude, they can't stop you. That's what the movie, no one will see this movie, they said, in Hollywood. But the president just watched it. This guy's whispering. So he must be watching it. Whether he's criticizing or not, it doesn't matter. Good thing I prayed. I go through 10 rosaries, and after the movie, the First Lady stood up, and you know what she says? Every great American and every child must see this movie. Way to go, Rudy. It's a powerful statement. And that guy next to me says, wow, I'm a Rudy too. I was telling my friend Rama that my story is your story. I'm looking at him and said, thank you, Mr. King. I almost hit you. Said something stupid. Thank God my thoughts didn't go in that goofy way. Because you're all there. Sometimes you think people are talking about you and they're not. Because it's your goofy thought taking you there. That's what's happening. It's that simple. Oh, they're talking about me. They're saying something stupid. They may be saying, wow, he's awesome. Look at him. And you're going the other way. You're going places where you shouldn't go. You're letting a goofy thought take you there. That's what's the difference between greatness. Whether you're executing a football play, or you're in the classroom, or you're raising children, it's goofy thoughts. It's what you're around, who you're talking to, it's what you're listening to and watching. Does that make sense? Okay, I think you guys got to go to class? Because, yeah? What time is it? Because we don't want to keep going. Is it? How about if we open it up to some questions? Let me ask you this. How many people got something out of my goofy thought deal? Well, some of you didn't. Goofy thought. Who has a goofy thought here? Anybody? So what's your goofy thought?
What's like being Navy 4 years straight?
That's a goofy thought. Navy's a great... I was in the Navy. They played hard. They did their best. And you know what? It's interesting. That's a great... Are you a Navy guy?
Nope. No, just wondering.
It's great to, beat someone. I don't know. Victory to me, you know what victory to me is when you're playing at Notre Dame? It's true, man. When that opponent taps you on the back and says, wow, that was great. It's a great game. And the score, we look at football different today. It's a scoring board, isn't it? And I am a Notre Dame and a Navy fan, so I'm kind of partial to that because the Navy helped me get to Notre Dame. So I like to see Navy win too. Yes?
How much did you weigh and how tall were you
when
you played?
At Notre Dame, I was about 180. I was a boxer. And about the same height, I didn't change. So. Yes. Anyone else? Yes? Right.
How did you think of how you develop that ability to bounce back or the ability to
It's a good question.
stay disciplined or focused? Where do you get confidence?
Okay. Yes.
You can kind of say, hey, that's why I learned to become that bounce back.
Okay. Good question. Question was, how do you get that edge, right? Not to bounce back. It's because I didn't want to go back. That was the key. You're getting up and not going back. I never wanted to have that life again. I quit on that life. I wanted that new life. And that was important, so you got to fight for that every moment. Does that make sense? That's that chip, that's that edge. But good question. Anyone else? Yes?
I heard Joe Montana say that it was like shinning of Rudy.
Correct. The question was Joe Montana was at Notre Dame. He said something about the movie that's not true, right? And he is absolutely right. I'm the biggest Joe Montana fan. I think he's the greatest quarterback to ever play. And he was right. Because in the movie Rudy, that's why you're going to get the book, Rudy, My Story, we had to do some embellishments and some to make the story work, and some, we call it composites to make the story work. The players would never put their jerseys on the table. That would never happen at Notre Dame. But there were players who went to the coaches and lobbied for the fact that they wanted to give up their uniform so a guy like I could dress. And that happened. But we couldn't develop that because we didn't have time. We had 8 seconds in movie talking time. So we chose to do it that way. So instead of looking for the message in the movie, we look for what's wrong in the movie, some of these goofy thoughts, right? Look for the message. A message is more powerful than what really happened. And now that's why we wrote the book, so we could explain to you the process of making a movie and the process of what really happened, so you can understand that the movie becomes more powerful now. And the message becomes more powerful when you start taking the layers back. That's a wonderful question. And I even tell Joe when I see him, thanks, man, you're awesome. He looks at me and says, oh, great. Yes?
Yes, I'm sure you get this question a lot, but I'll ask you this. That ending to your movie always gets me when your teammates look you up,
Right.
What was that in that moment? How did you feel? I'm sure it doesn't, even as what Ray's adding, it doesn't do justice to what you really experienced at that time.
Right. Well, it's an interesting question again. Number one, I almost quit. That's number one. Almost didn't go to practice because I had a little pity party. And my janitor friend and some other friends saw me and convinced me to go back out there. So I went back out there. I didn't know the kids were going to lobby for me. They were going to surprise me at the end of practice that I was going to get a uniform, right? The NCAA had a rule of only 60 kids can dress. It used to be 110. First year, Coach Devine comes in, they slap that rule on him. He can only dress so many kids. So that was an obstacle. So, saying all that, here's the victory. The first step was to get dressed. That was number one. Okay? Number two was get in the locker room, get that uniform. And the third thing was, when they gave me my jersey, there was no name on the jersey. So I had another little pity party, because everyone else had their name. Then I got over that real quick. The minute you ran out of that tunnel, it didn't matter whether you had a name on your jersey or not. And the next thing, you're sitting on the sidelines, and you want to play now, right? And the clock's ending, and it's coming down, and a minute left in the game, and Coach Devine, the real attitude, wanted me to go in on offense. I said, no, I'm a defensive player. So get in there. Those guys are up there cheering. The students cheering. Rudy, Rudy. They're going because they knew me from boxing. Because I was a boxer and I was a bingo powder. And I'm the guy who got knocked down, got up and beat the guy. So I became a Rocky to them, right? So they chanted and he was getting nervous because you need to get in. I wouldn't go in. Then we scored. Then I had my chance of going. There's 27 seconds left. Went on a kickoff, then went on another play, missed, and Rudy Allen goes back with 5 seconds left. I get the tackle. The thought that went to my head was this: one step at a time. Am I glad I went to practice and never quit? Am I glad I prepared? Because if I didn't prepare for that moment, I would have failed. I would have missed that opportunity. Because I prepared, that thing kicks in, that zone kicks in I talk about, because you're in preparation, and it kicks in. So preparation is the key to that. And my thought was, am I glad I didn't quit? I almost quit. Am I glad I practiced? Am I glad I did all the things I didn't want to do when I was down, I'm a guy, I had friends around me encouraging me. And the movie idea came from a sports writer who was in the locker room that said this only happens in Hollywood. So he planted the seed, and then I see Rocky, and it nourishes the seed, then we do Rudy, and here we are today. From that, not quitting. And I meet you when you were a little toddler when you saw this movie. You probably didn't even see the movie until you got older. How many people saw the movie when you were 5 years old in here? Isn't that cool? Now look at you, man. You're awesome. You're awesome, man. 5 years old, and I'll look at you. I love it, man. Okay, any other questions? Yes?
Who's your favorite coach ever, and what makes you a good coach?
Well, a good coach has patience of developing and knowing his players and culture. And puts all that together through encouragement and empowerment. That's a good coach. I mean, that's a real good coach. That's a hard one to get though. Anyone else? I know you got to go, some of you. Yes? Me can go inside him, outside him, get on there and keep on the run. We're not going to quit to cross that goal line. Today's the day we're going to beat them, man. This is a team that say they're better. I say we are. Let's go get them, man. What do you say? Yeah! Is that it? All right.